Everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Plough podcast. We've been joined by the two legends again, Scotty Garbett and Ivor Heller. We'll be talking about a lot today, as we haven't done a podcast in a while. There's quite a lot to catch up on. Wimbledon are keeping the momentum going, fourth in League One, which I believe is the highest we've ever been. If you don't count before the season, then we're top. So that's pretty funny. But yeah, so we'll talk about that, talk about Plymouth. Gateshead at home is in next week or 2 weeks. Burton is on Saturday, which is another big game. Possible banana skin, but every game's a banana skin in this season. And
nicked my line. He nicked my line, Scotty. You know he's nicked my line.
I've nicked Ivor's line. We were talking before, but I'm sure you can repeat it again, so it's fine.
Yeah.
And then we will talk about the contract at Isaac Ogden-Dare, Johnny Jackson, Terry Skiverton, Dave Reddington, and Ashley Bezos. So there's a lot going on at the club at the moment. But we'll start with Plymouth. Overall, a really positive win. 1-0 down in 6 minutes, which was probably the only 10-15 minute spell where we were not great in the game. And then we kind of built from that. But just starting with your guys' opinions, Plymouth away. I don't think we've won there since the season we got promoted to League One back in 2016. So there you go. There's another stat. Who wants to start?
Well, I think we've got quite a good record at Plymouth. It's a difficult place to go, obviously. I'm gobsmacked at Plymouth. Their crowds have stayed up like they're in the Championship. It's amazing. You know, they are a genuinely great club. And when they went 1-0 up, I expected them to really come at us. But I don't think I heard mention of their striker that everyone thought that we should have bought that we could never have afforded. But that doesn't matter. We still should have bought him. Talage. His name was never mentioned again until I think the 80th minute. It was just incredible. He just completely disappeared out of the game. You know, I can imagine now that we'll be getting bang on his case if that happened in a Wimbledon shirt. So I thought it was it was a thought-provoking performance, because what we did at Blackpool, I've been to every single time we've ever played Blackpool as Wimbledon or AFC Wimbledon, and I've never seen us win at Bloomfield Road, and I've never been more sure of us winning a match after the first 10 minutes than that. The Plymouth one, we're going, unbelievable. The 1-0, going 1-0 down, and then doing what we did is quite stunning. And the quality of the goals, the pattern
we've been
of play.
Pretty good at coming back from behind as well. We've done it in the past couple games. Off the top of my head, Rotherham at home, we came back from behind. Doncaster away, we come back from behind. So I think just the way we reacted was amazing.
But it's pattern of play. You know, there's a pattern of play there now where we're trying things and doing things, and they're coming off. You know, Jake Reeves. You know, I mean, who would have thought that he'd have been creating a goal by getting to the byline? You know, he's the last player on our team I'd expect to get to the byline. He did it twice the other day. All right, once he didn't get the crossing, but the other time he did, he looked up, and what a cross that was for Brown. Phenomenal. Love it. Long may it go on. Pattern of play. We got it. It's fantastic.
Scott, what do you think?
I just think it's just a proper Wimbledon team, isn't it? Like we mentioned it before, but we kept the core in the summer. We've kept the spine, as you were. Lewis, Johnson. We've added Pat now as well, who's been he's colossus at the back, isn't he? Jake Reeves. You know, you build yourself around a leader and a player that just wants to play football like Jake Reeves. It's only going to add up to good things, isn't it? And Omar Bogle, probably touch on him slightly. I mean, I'll hold my hands up. I'll probably be saying squad rotation player this year. Probably hasn't got enough quality for League One. He's been absolutely unbelievable these last few weeks. The only thing he's done wrong was miss that 1-on-1 at Blackpool. That is the only thing he's done wrong.
that was bad, to be fair.
Yeah, but we have been shocking at 1-on-1s. We've 3 or 4 now. Hippolyte at home against Wickham. Brown's done one as well. We're just very good at 1-on-1s. We're just very good at just scoring good goals. We can't do 1-on-1s.
Actually, if you go and have a little look at the percentages right across football, nobody's any good at 1-on-1s.
Yeah.
The very nature of the beast. a lot of them get missed, and a lot of them get scored. And I think overall, when you think about when Ali Al Hamidi first started playing for us, he missed a shed load of them.
Yeah.
You know, I think we're scoring our fair percentage of them. And that one with Omar, I mean, the petrol dial was going down and down and down the further he ran. You could almost see him about to conk out completely, and then he gave it one of those with his hammy. That was out of utter embarrassment, wasn't it? And but it doesn't matter, you know. We're scoring the goals, and the goals are coming from everywhere, and no one's sure where they're going to come from.
Yeah.
Omar, phenomenal.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Let's actually touch more on Omar. I mean, the goal was a typical Omar Bugle goal. I mean, I love what Miles Hippolyte did before. It just seems like you just can't get the ball off him. It's like the ball just sticks to his feet before the cross, and the cross is beautiful. And I mean, in recent weeks, Omar's definitely deserved his spot ever since Matty Stevens has been injured. We have no clue how long he's out for. Hopefully back soon. But yeah, he's been good. I mean, I think I heard, I don't know if it's true or not, but at the start of the season, he had the opportunity to go out on loan. But then he apparently wanted to stay and keep his spot. And I mean, he's absolutely shone and done that really well. So I think hats off to Omar. And whenever Matty Stevens does come back, it's going to be, you know, places are going to be there. Yeah, Scott?
Yeah, just it's healthy competition, isn't it? When we've got the full squad there, very healthy. You've got, I mean, we touched on it, the formation, the way we've changed, and we've got this pattern of play with the start of the season with Brown and Hippolyte in behind Stevens, but now we've tweaked it a little bit because of the personnel we've got, and Omar's playing up there as an out-and-out number 9, and Brown's playing off him wonderfully well, and Hippolyte as well has been fantastic this season. He like you say, you can't get the ball off him. He's our most technically gifted player we've got by a country mile. And I don't know what it is about left-footed players. I think I said before on the podcast, they look so much more stylish, and he does.
No, for sure.
He looks a class above at times. And when you've got Alistair Smith and Jake Reeves doing the dirty work that nobody really appreciates or anything like that, it's just a foundation for the midfield to have a foundation like that, to let the fair players go on and do what they do, and let Steve Seddon and let Nathan Asimwe bomb on and do what they're doing.
I love Steve Seddon. Like every single time someone brings him up. I mean, when he signed, obviously it's his third or fourth? I think third spell at Wimbledon. And when he signed, I don't think anyone thought he was going to light it up in League One, but he just looks so comfortable. He wins everything. He's just that typical
he probably wins
Wimbledon
most
player
headers in the team, funnily enough. He generally does. I mean, you have to stand back and you just, every single goal kick Nathan Bishop has now, it's out towards that left-hand side, because fullbacks don't want to head the ball against Steve Seddon. They just don't want to, because he's going to win it all the time. And he's always been a proper League One professional player. And
yeah, I think that sorry, cut across there, Scott. Sorry, mate. What we've got, and what I said was, I was pleased when Seddon was coming back, because I got to know him quite well, and I like him as a person. I like him. You know, he's got a bit about him, and I like him. But one of the things that all I said was, it'll be the best signing of the season if we get Steve Seddon Mark 1 back. If we get Steve Seddon Mark 2, ain't going to be quite so good. But Mark 1, it'll be the best signing we've made, and we've got Mark 1. You know, he's playing in a way that is familiar to him, in a way that is very effective, and it's unbelievable. But I just wanted to come back on Miles Hippolyte. Well, Miles Hippolyte, Johnson, and Lewis, right? Those three came from Stockport. And on the way back from Blackpool, I've walked onto the station at Preston, and there was no, it wasn't Blackpool. Where was it?
It would have been Doncaster, because they were playing at Rotherham.
Yes, that's it.
Because I met some Stockport fans, and they said they hated all three of them apart from Hippolyte.
Yeah, well, these two guys turned around and said, "Oh, you're Stockport light," and I said, "Well, no, not really." I said, "Yeah, you're the ones that were light by letting them go, and look at them; they're all great League One players." And he turned around and said, "Look, he always loved Hippolyte, He loved Johnson. He thought he was brilliant. The only one he said that had to go was Lewis, because Lewis wasn't happy living up there. And that's, that is a point, and that's a good point. And if that's the case, that's the case. And sometimes that just works that way with footballers. But all three of them coming from Stockport, of which, two of them were definitely deemed surplus to requirements. To me, Miles Hippolyte, unbelievable at League One, just unbelievable. John, I always expected to be all right, to be honest. He's a class. And when he's fit, he got much maligned. He was playing for us when he wasn't fit, and people were coating him off. People have got to understand what goes into these footballers, and sometimes they're not fit. They're still turning out doing a job for us. They're not going to be as effective.
What do we think is actually like the difference between last season and this season? Because as Scott touched on at the start, we've kept the core of the squad, like the majority of the bunch, together. But it's kind of the same players in the same formation, in the same group, but it seems like they're playing better in League One than they did in League Two. That's just my opinion.
I think we've got upgrades on each wing back.
I
really do.
I think there was a lot of debate with Newville going, but I think I prefer Asimwe just because of his defensive work, to be fair. And the same on the side with Seddon as well.
I prefer Simway now he's fit. The first 6-7 games he wasn't fit. He wasn't. He was red in a way when we were 2-0 up and we started to panic a little bit. He was caught napping a lot of times. He was knackered. Sort of 70 minutes and he'd shot it. And that's where I do worry sometimes. But
he's up to 80 minutes now, Scott, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's up to 80 minutes. And that's why, there's been a lot of talk. Loads of people have said to me, will he go back at Christmas time? I said, well, actually he could do, but my gut feel is that he won't, because I don't think he's got the right levels yet for the Championship. And look at what Charlton are doing. They're flying. So, if I were them, I'd leave him out. A bit like Jack Curry at Orient last year.
Yeah. But it's like, back to your question, Reece, you're on about why we're doing so well and everything. I think JJ tactically has had another season. He's got a promotion under his belt. He's got Reddington and he's got Skiverton behind him who have got experience. And I think Reddington he's the unsung hero in it all. He's been,
I agree.
Everybody talks about him. Bezo's I watched a little bit of a podcast with Nathan Bishop on there, and the players we sign, they get the Wimbledon philosophy, they get the spirit, they get what's going on at Wimbledon. They teach the players. And Steve Seddon linking up with Matty Stevens, best friends from way back when. All these players have experienced what it's like to be a Wimbledon player and experience the history of the club. And Marcus Brown, nobody would have thought Marcus Brown would keep hold of him, and we've kept hold of him. He's been fantastic. Simway's he's bought into it. He'll know Johnny Jackson from before, and Big Pat at the back. He's played with Johnny before. People know each other inside out, and it's working because you have these little pockets of players that have played together before, and know each other in and out. It's like I've said, there's 3 Stockport lads. They've played together before. They know each other inside out. Joe Lewis and Ryan Johnson, they're like best mates. It helps. These little chemistry around the club helps, and it's helping the young players, and it's showing because Ogdenbear's got a new contract and he's learning off these fantastic professionals like Pat Bauer and Joe Lewis and Ryan Johnson that have played a lot of league football now, and are three of the top probably 10, 15 centre-backs in the league, I think.
All day long. I mean, Isaac, yes, and as you mentioned him, I mean, unbelievable. What a player. And what a gentleman, what a great young gentleman he is. He's a gentleman, and I have so much time for him. It's incredible. And I just, we'd all like to see some more academy boys out there. I'm sure they'll come in time. But, seeing Isaac out there makes my heart sing, because he's just, he just looks like the first name on the team sheet now, doesn't he?
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Love him.
Scott, you think he's one of the best one-on-one defenders in League One?
Yeah, I do. 100%. I think one-on-one, I think pace-wise, there was a moment at Blackpool away, and he just sometimes young defenders always seem to go to the ball and forget about the man that they've got. And he was 2v1 and he just played it. And he made the striker think about what he was going to do. And he's done that multiple times this season already. And I think personally, Jackson's always going to put Ogundare in there. 1 for his pace and 2 for his youthful exuberance. And not only that, he can bomb on past the Simway. And that is why the balance is there, because you're not going to see. I love Riley Arbottle. I think he'll throw his body in front of anything. He loves to defend, but he's not going to go bombing past the Simway and helping out going forward. And this is why over the last couple of seasons, it's all about finding that balance in defence. Ryan Johnson is never going to be replaced at left centre back. He's never going to be replaced because he's a left-footed centre back that can help out Steve Seddon, and he keeps the ball ticking from the defence. And Joe Lewis is never going to play right centre half. He's always going to be in the middle. And it's going to be interesting when Joe Lewis is back, because I think Pat's been unbelievable.
I was just about to mention that he's incredible. I think the Port Vale game, I think he had around 20 defensive headed clearances, which is insane. Even for a centre back, which they are expected to do that, but not that much, which I think is insane. And Port Vale, I don't think we probably deserved to draw. I think they were the better side, but we really dug in, and I think that's been a really important thing in this season. We've dug in and scrapped for our points when we've needed to be.
Yeah, after that game, there was someone, I don't know who it was, but someone put a post up on Facebook that I saw about, Johnson can't head the ball. He's got a 50 pence head or something like that. And I'm like, what game of football were you at? Because he was heading the ball bloody miles. He did the same again at Plymouth. So just brilliant headed clearances. It was an absolute weapon. And I find reading some of the comments at times, sometimes I don't actually look for those comments. I see them though. And I can't believe some of the stuff I'm reading. How anyone could want to criticise Johnson after that performance was just insane. But, what can you do? Football fans are football fans. We're all entitled to our opinions.
Exactly. I actually do think Bauer could give Joe Lewis a run for his money when he does come back. I think, Scott, you agree as well. Honestly, I think he could. He's been exceptional. I think Joe Lewis will obviously start over him, but
I just think with the Pat is how long is it going to be until he starts to break down a little bit? He's had 4 or 5 games now on the spin.
He got substituted at half time the other day. There's the answer to that.
That's a good point.
He was booked, and then Riley Arbottle came on and got booked straight away anyway. So
he got booked in like 20 seconds. I was watching it on...
What did he do? I never saw that.
Yeah, I don't know, because I was watching it and then it just randomly panned on Riley Arbottle saying he got a yellow card. I have no clue what he did. I think it was 20 seconds he got a yellow card.
I think it was
probably. Honestly, it's just...
Great lad.
Just insane.
We have got a team. I look at all the boys in the squad. Actually, it's a great squad. And I'm gonna stick up for Sasu here. His last few contributions have been superb when he's come on. He's done his job. He's done his job. You can't ask more than that. I don't think he's a wing back. I really don't think he's a wing back. I feel a bit sorry for him having to play in a position that's not his position. But seriously, I'm still a believer. And someone said to me the other week, "You'll still be saying that he's got great potential when he's 32." And I'm like, well, I hope so. I hope I still believe, because I do. I still think he's got great potential. Our Aaron Sasu. So there said it.
Scott, what do you think about Sasu? Where does he have to play to try and impact the team when he comes in?
I just think it's really hard from him in this formation and this setup at the moment.
That's true.
The thing is, for me, I'm looking at him and Foyer, and I think they're both the same player. And I don't know what the both of them do yet. Are they off the wing? Are they as a number 9? Are they going to be a wing back? I mean, Foyer played really well at wing back against Palace.
Yeah, I think Foyer's a traditional centre forward, and I don't think that Sasu is. I don't think Sasu is.
And this is what I mean. I don't know where Sasu is going to play.
I'd love to see him just once, just given a try, free roll.
He might. I mean,
Number
might
10.
against Gateshead. I think Gateshead's a perfect opportunity to try something like that, or maybe even against Bromley in the future Virtue Trophy, maybe. But yeah, it's difficult unless we're going to swap and change the formation around to suit players.
Yeah,
maybe. But yeah, I've not seen enough. I've seen glimpses, very small glimpses of Sasu. But then he gets hit with a big injury just as the glimpses start coming through, and then he knocks him back, and then he's not match fit. And yeah, the opinion of me, I don't know what to expect from him from a day-to-day basis. I don't know if he's going to take on his man or he's going to lose it. So I just think he needs some game time. I was hoping he was going to go out on loan. To be fair, get a bit of game time, prove to the coaching staff what he can do, and then maybe move forward from there.
Just a random thought as we're kind of on about wing backs. It's very random, but what is happening with Brody Hughes? I haven't heard that name in quite a while. We obviously signed him from Chelsea and did pretty. I think he did it right as a trialist in pre-season, but we haven't really seen his name except from the Virtue Trophy games.
I think that he had I mean, his baptism, his senior debut was made on the right hand side with a centre back who had his senior debut against a team that are head and shoulders above the team that we put out that night. And for
it's the Stevenage game.
Yeah. To have that kind of baptism of fire is so difficult. And I mean, the pair of them were absolutely handed one, weren't they? It was horrible. And I felt sorry for the pair of them because they're both good lads. Obviously, they're good lads, but it was really difficult for them. And I think that you got to rebuild and slowly he'll get his chance. He was on the subs bench the other day, wasn't he? He'll get another chance. He's had another little cameo. A couple of cameos affect a game, and then we'll see from there.
Exactly, nice one. Just the last touch on Plymouth. I think the way we're kind of seeing out games is incredible. Like, I look back 2-3 seasons ago, and I think all of the time we went a goal ahead and somehow bottled it in the end. It feels different. I don't know. It's like it's League One. It's higher than League Two, but it's just the resilience is there. And I think I wanted to touch on it. I think it's the most Wimbledon team I've ever seen, to be honest, in my opinion.
Yeah. I've got something to say on that.
Go ahead.
I've been keeping my powder really dry. I'm loving what we're doing, but I'm trying not to get overexcited.
For sure, I agree.
Not to talk about silly things.
Yeah.
But after we did what we did at Blackpool, I'm like, okay, now we've got a massive test the next week because we're going to be minus lots of players, which we were. Yeah, in my opinion, we passed that test. Thoroughly good result. And then when we go to Plymouth and do what we did, like you've both alluded to here, it's like that's a proper Wimbledon performance.
Yeah,
that feels great. And all of a sudden, you're reading comments that aren't about how well Wimbledon did. None of it's about really how well Wimbledon did. It's about the fact that we've beaten Plymouth and where were Plymouth? Plymouth didn't, and it's just like they've got the wrong story there. But that suits us. That's how we came through the leagues in the 80s, when it was always like, we just lost to Wimbledon, and Wimbledon who were Wimbledon, and we just lost. We just lost to Wimbledon. Doesn't can't get any worse than that. Well, it can, because guess what? We're joint second in the league, so it can get a lot worse than that. You could lose to a team below Wimbledon.
Yeah.
Right. So and it's starting to get that little feeling. There's just a possibility that we are seriously onto something, and just doing what we've done, we're seriously onto something. But it feels like that there's a bit of that momentum growing, and I love it. I love. We are just little old Wimbledon.
We are just quietly going on with our business and doing well. That's the thing. That's what I love. And it's like, I agree with you, Ivor. It's like the amount of posts I've seen that like we've just lost to Wimbledon. It's mental. It's just I love it because we are the underdogs. We are the crazy. Well, I still think we're the crazy gang and everything like that.
I love it because I feel like as a club we just boil people. Like we boil people's piss. We just do it. We just really get under the skin of people. And I don't know what it is, but we've done it we've done it ever since my dad was supporting Wimbledon. We just get under people's skin a little bit with that like irritating rash. It just won't go away. And like you're saying about Plymouth, sort of thing is Plymouth had a £1 million striker up front.
Yeah,
£1 million striker up front. We have not got one player in our team that's worth £1 million. We've got a team of players that all want to play together, all want to work as a team, work with the coaching staff, and they want to just bring joy to the fans, and they want to win games. And that's it. If you've got 11 competitive football players on the football pitch that all want to go and win a game, it doesn't matter how much they're paid, as long as they want to go and win that game of football, and that's the desire, and that's the sort of ethos that's being pumped in for the whole squad at the moment.
This is a very different contrast, but like look at Liverpool at the moment. It's like they're signing absolute world-class players, and it feels like it's more individual players trying to play as a team, but it's not working. And when you've got players who can definitely play in League One, but they're just minding their own business and playing as a team, that the cohesion is there. It just screams success. So, yeah.
How much do you think Joe Lewis is worth then, Scotty, out of interest?
999,000.
Correct answer. I'm loving that. I'm going to call it 1,000,001.
Is that actually true? Is that actually true?
What, is that how much he's worth?
I mean, on this app called FOTMob, you can go and look at the market values for players. And I think that would be a cool thing to do for 5 minutes. If I call out a player, and then we can say, how much do you think they're worth?
I think it's rubbish. That FOTMob is
come on.
Load of old FOMO rubbish. Go on.
Oh, actually, I'll have a look quickly and see who do you think is worth the most in our team. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. How much do you think Alistair Smith is worth?
So I know the way these apps work, and they are utter toots. So I'm going to go 250,000.
Scott,
80,000. Yeah, because these are it'll be all dollars or anything as well.
No, it's in pounds. It's in pounds. It says apparently Alistair Smith is worth £470,000. Apparently, and I bet Matty Stevens is higher as well. Just they probably change it every single time he scores. Yeah, he's worth 520,000. Apparently, Matty Stevens. So.
Come on, Joe Lewis, put us out of our misery.
Joe Lewis. 4
million.
He's only worth 278,000.
That is a joke.
I know.
That is an absolute joke.
Patrick Bauer, 81,000. Ogdendare's worth $500,000.
How much?
$500,000. Isaac Ogdendare, which is fair. Younger player and everything like that. So I think that's completely fair. Right. We've talked about Plymouth, talked about nonsense contract, market values and everything like that. So let's talk about some of the contract news that we've had. We've kind of already touched on it, but it'll be nice to continue talking about it. Isaac Ogdendare signed a new deal. Amazing, to be fair. I mean, I think there is still a couple more players that haven't signed a contract still, but I think he's a wall at the back. He's, as Scott or Ivor said, I can't remember who said it, but he's the first name on the team sheet for Johnny Jackson that we think clears up everything, and he's playing with confidence in League One, overlapping a already pretty fast Nathan Asimwe from right centre back is crazy. What are our overall thoughts on Isaac Ogdendare signing a new contract? Because he easily could have gone somewhere else and approached by a big club, to be honest with you.
I think this is this contract is really important to him, and will do very well as a club for him to see that contract out as a Wimbledon player. I think he's worth money, Isaac. But when was the last big transfer out of League One for any kind of realistic fee of a centre back or a right-sided fullback? No, you don't. There's the transfer fees are not out there at the moment. So, I mean, it's brilliant that he signed. I think he could be the next one for money.
For sure. Yeah.
And that's it.
Simple. Scott?
I'm absolutely buzzing. I mean, me and my dad have voted for him last season, Player of the Year. I just think last season he was he was never anything flash. He just knew his job. He never did anything.
Right.
He never ever did anything really wrong. He was just a 7, 8 out of 10 every single week, and he's got his chance now, and he's proven everybody what he can do. And not only that, I think this system absolutely suits him down to a T. I don't think he's probably an out-and-out centre-half, and I don't think he's an out-and-out right-back. I think playing the right side of the three suits him down to an absolute T because he can do both. And he hasn't really got to just think about one position. He's just thinking about, he's got a bit of support from an experienced centre-half inside of him. He's got support as well from a really good wing-back as well in Nathan Simwe. So, yeah, absolutely delighted, and long may that continue. I mean, like I say, I'm absolutely buzzing. I love the fella. I think he's unbelievable.
Yeah,
He's just proper Wimbledon. He's just a proper Wimbledon lad. He's come through the academy. He knows what it means to play for Wimbledon. I was absolutely buzzing when I saw that news. Can't lie.
Yeah.
Can't lie.
Hats off to the academy as well, because we've had so many players in the past come through. Jack Curry, Redoni, Asal, Ogundare. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, you see it all the time, but I think Wimbledon is maybe one of the... it's probably not one of the best academies, but maybe one of the more exciting academies coming through. Ivor, do you think?
Very, very productive indeed. I mean, Jack Curry, very, very similar to Isaac. Whereas Jack, we always knew that there was a special talent there with Jack. I always felt that for a long time, and to see him making the progress he's making now as an established championship left wing back, I love it, and I love Jack to pieces, and I know that his heart's always going to be with Wimbledon, and I love that, and I know that for sure. But yeah, he's hoping he kicks on now.
Let's hope so.
You have to look at the academy and how much money it's brought in. You just have to look at that. Redoni, we'll probably get some more money for Redoni in a few years' time if Conference sell him on. I don't know what sort of selling clause, how far back it stretches or anything, but Asal, we've got the money for Asal, we've got the money for Jack Curry. It's worth its weight in gold, our academy, when you've got players with great talent coming through in the way we've developed. And I mean, Jack Redoni, Corinthian Casuals, who was at for a few loan spells, and we just nursed him into first league football. And I remember talking to Mark Robbins, and he said, I remember Jack Redoni, he was weak, he didn't want to head the ball, he didn't want to tackle, he just wanted to do all the nice stuff. And Wimbledon got him underneath his wing. I mean, he scored that header against Wickham in the back post, and then we went and decided to go and draw that one as well, like a bunch of muppets we were back then. But he's gone on for big money, and he's Coventry's standout player, isn't he, in the Championship?
Unbelievable.
And Premier League teams are sniffing around him. And I've said to you many times, Reece, there's only one player I've seen play for Wimbledon that I think can make it, and that's Redoni, and he's just carried on developing. And it's credit to Wimbledon. There'll be a point in probably next summer when he's playing in the Premier League, and people will be talking and reverting back to where he's come from and how he's developed, and
could even be with Coventry as well.
Well, more than likely the way they're flying, but yeah.
There's another parallel here, though. There's something that's a common factor. All these boys that we're talking about, every single one of them are great lads, and I really actually mean that. It's been an absolute privilege for me, when I was in position at the club to have worked with these boys, and over the years to have helped in a very small way in their development. But to have seen it, to see the way they are, the respect and the love they've got for the club, just the whole being of them, is amazing. I absolutely love it. It's the greatest buzz of all, and that's why I'd like to see a couple more academy boys coming through. I'm sure they will in time, but I'd like to see that happen, because it's the best buzz of the lot. It's the conveyor belt. It's the let's go.
We've seen a few this season already, and I generally think Junior Nikeng's he looks fantastic. A couple of seasons, play a couple like this loan spell with men's football, coming back and being around our first team. He's going to go from strength to strength, and probably then towards the end of this season, we'll probably be seeing him fare a lot more in and around the squad. Harry Sidwell, another great young lad coming through. Ed Leach has gone out and loan today, I think, as well.
Yes.
All these lads need to go out and play real men's football instead of playing these academy games at times.
Yeah.
And
one thing that I like. Go on, Ivor.
I went to Cray Wanderers, and when we played in the London Senior Cup, and that was a great night. It was a trip down memory lane for a few of us. I went there with our club president, and I was very pleased to see that Craig Cope was there as well. We paid good respect to Craig that night. But when Craig walked out, I looked at him and I'm like, oh my God, they're a team of men. And we've brought our kids team along, basically, our under 18s. And Junior absolutely tore them a new one. And that excites me because, men's football is men's football. As you Scott said, Jack Rodoni started off with Corinthian Casuals. Corinthian Casuals were tough, but not at a very high level. The same as Cray Wanderers are not at the highest level, but oh boy, they're a team of right bruising men, and we absolutely. It was a 5-4 great night out. London Senior Cup rocks my world.
One thing that I like, when I went to the training ground once with D-Lag, and the first team players and the academy players were all having their lunch together after training, which I think is a pretty cool thing. It's like they are your role models, they're your idols, and they're right there, and you can talk to them and they can drill into you what Wimbledon is about. And I think we see that all the time. And I do know a couple of the academy boys, and like you said, Ivor, that they are all good lads as well, and that's the main thing. There's no like annoying egos or anything like that in the academy. That they're all there to try and get into the first team and get men's experience, and it's so good to see. The academy at Wimbledon is just unbelievable.
Love it.
Next contract, Johnny Jackson. We'll start with Johnny Jackson because we've got Terry Skiverton and Dave Reddington. Johnny Jackson signed a new contract to the end of next season, I believe it is. Really good news. I mean, when he first came in, it wasn't the most positive start, but then again, he was a new manager, and I think every single season it's been an improvement, especially. And yeah, it's just great to see. Scott, Ivor, what are your thoughts on JJ signing a new deal?
Fantastic, first and foremost. He's grown as a coach, as a manager. He did have a tough start. He's had a lot of fans calling for his head. I'll admit, I once upon a time did at one point. We were in a bit of a rut, but I think the staff around him have more than helped him. I think there's something about Dave Reddington. Ever since he's come in, there's been this robustness at the back of defending. I mean, I've watched Wimbledon for years and years and years, and every time a corner used to come in the box when we were in League 2, League 1 before, I thought we're going to concede. Every time the ball came into the box. Now, it's like, oh, it's a corner. No dramas. No problem at all. And I think there's just a bit of robustness from Reddington that he's brought in. A bit of the old school stuff from Skiverton that he's brought in. But Johnny Jackson's learning on the job. And I think now this is his level. I think League 2, you've got a lot of teams that will just run and press you, just relentless pressing and stuff. And sometimes you can't really get your football going and fluidness. And League 1 football suits you down because there's a lot more quality players in there that don't want to press you. They want the ball as well. And it just suits us down to a T. And I think now that he's got another year under his belt, it just solidifies everything at the club. You've got the whole backroom staff. You've got all four of the main ones, as I like to say. All four of them are there for another year. And the players know who they've got behind them. They've got this bond, and long may it continue. And hopefully we just carry on picking up points with Jackson. And I want there's still a couple of fans that you see that every time something goes wrong, they're on his back. I don't want to see that. You've seen what he's done. You've seen them three are working, and Craig Cope as well. They're working with the lowest budget in League 1, the lowest budget, and to do what we're doing, getting players to come and play in London on London wages, and it's hard. we lost Josh Nerfield because Josh Nerfield can go and get more money away. But that's fine. But them three keep on picking out these players, and Craig Cooper keeps on picking out these players that are going to be perfect for us. And Jackson knows what sort of players he wants in and around the dressing room, and it's clear to everybody what's going on there.
Ivor, anything to add?
Yeah. I think that JJ's developed really well. I think that the thing that impresses me the most, and that I really like, is, and this is the one thing he's always had, even though things were going wrong in the early days and everything, and and at times last season, the players. It's the one thing that no one can criticise him for this whatsoever. The players all want to play for him. They definitely want to run through brick wall, and that to me, growing up as a Wimbledon fan, that's always been the thing that I've seen the most of, is players that will continually run through brick walls for you, and that is a skill of management, and he's got that. So they they definitely want to keep going. They definitely are keeping going. So that's the thing that JJ's stuck in the pipe and has kept it there. And I really, that long may that go on, because I like that fighting style. I like it when everyone's like, yeah, come on, let's have it. I love that. Yeah. Long may it go on.
He's adapted his playing career into his managerial career, because he'd run through brick walls for Charlton when he was playing for Charlton. He'd do anything for the shirt. And now he's doing everything he can for the badge as a coach.
Yeah. It's good.
Very true. You guys talk very well about it. And also Terry Skiverton and Dave Reddington have signed contracts as well. We don't really see them speaking in like pre-match, post-match interviews, because that's all down to JJ. But how much do we think they play a part alongside Jackson, which has caused our success?
It's a management team. They are a team. That is it. And you bring Bezo into the same thing. I know we're going to say something separate about him in a minute, but they are a team. And I've seen this with all the way through our from day one, our management teams. And you see the way they get success, and you see the way each manager has brought something new to us and something better to us, and they've taken things on, and that is the whole thing. Team. They're a really good team, and each one has separate roles. They do different things, and I think that what Reddington has added is a little bit of magic dust.
Scott, anything to
add? Yeah, definitely. I think ever since Dave's came in, it's just took us up an extra level. It's just he was at Palace for a long time. And you can just see that there is that little bit of Premier League tactical awareness sometimes. Like I said about the robustness, about defending. We don't ship very many goals. We had the best defence in League Two last year. We've got a very good defence this year. And they as a collective team know what they want, and they know what they want out of the players. And if they're not pulling the weight, they happily hook them. But like Ivor said, they all want to play, not just for JJ. They want to play from all. And we'll touch on Bezo in a minute. Every goalkeeper that comes into the club wants to play for Bezo, and they want to work. And I just think we've been in the halfway house before, Reece, and you see Reddington and Skiverton and Bezo all come off the train sometimes. Don't know if they're on the same train or not, but they're having a walk and having a coffee together and having a good chat. And it's like the best mates as well. And this is what I said about the team. It's like a team of mates that are playing together that are all fantastic at what they do, and that's what the backroom staff are as well. And I think Johnny Jackson looks at Terry as like a lot like an older brother, and probably Dave is like his brother as well, and they're really tight. And that's something that Wimbledon's always prided themselves on, a tight-knit club, and the staff are doing it, the players are doing it, and the fans have always done it. So it's beautiful to see.
It's all positive at the moment. I absolutely love it. It's like the season's been perfect and everything like that. Before we do get on to Bezo, I just wrote a random stat. Johnny Jackson has managed Wimbledon. So he's had 187 matches for Wimbledon, 77 wins, 44 draws and 66 losses. That is his stats for Wimbledon, which honestly, I don't think is that bad, To be honest
And
with you,
what's his win percentage now? Then do you know?
I don't know off the top of my head, but it's
Working out,
definitely
that's working out at about 58% then.
No,
Yeah.
you haven't allowed for the draws, mate.
Oh yeah, sure.
that's true.
No.
70
If it was
77 wins.
58%, we wouldn't have him now.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
I'd say it's probably around
40.
30, 40 something.
Yeah, 40. I mean,
Probably.
that is really getting up there, by the way.
But you need to
From the
understand,
managerial career, that's a good stat, that is.
you need to understand his first season had about 20 losses in it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
Certainly if you took the last 2 seasons and looked at the win percentage, it's going to be right up there, which is great.
Yeah.
Long may it go on.
So last season we had 13 losses in League Two. The season before that, where we just got outside the playoffs, was 15. So that's 28. And then this season is 4. So that's 32 losses, which is that's not bad, to be fair. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
we'll take that. We'll take that. And then finally on the contract,
that was our first draw against Port Vale as well. I think we were one of the only clubs in the whole of the English leagues that hadn't registered a draw until that game.
It had to come eventually, didn't it? Come eventually. Oh, I love it. Bezo signed the same contract as well to the end of next season. The perfect way to kind of end all of the transfer news. I'm so surprised he's stuck with us, but I love it because he's Wimbledon through and through. As Scott said, every single goalkeeper wants to come and play with him. They don't want to play with him. They want to play for him and everything like that. They want to get trained by him. And you mentioned it right at the start, that Nathan Bishop podcast was really good. It was a really good listen. And yeah, Nathan Bishop just talks about how he thinks Bezo is the best goalkeeping coach out there. He's the best goalkeeping coach that he's been coached for. And it's just amazing to see how many goalkeepers that he's brought in and he's took them to the next level. We are honoured to have him at Wimbledon.
I mean, I'm very happy to go first if you want, Scott, or do you want to go in?
No, you're more than welcome, mate. You're a lot closer to him than I am.
Well, yeah. I mean, I had the great pleasure of working with Bezo for a long time. Yeah, I used to organise all the pre-season trips and stuff like that, and I've been in lots of situations with him where things haven't been so good. And he is the best pick-me-up that I've ever met in my life. He's just one absolute barrel of positivity and a tremendously passionate and wonderful person. And what I do want to say, and I think this is really important, he's got his testimonial. They're doing a dinner.
Yeah.
And personally, I can't think of anyone that deserves it more than him. He's never been about the money. His money's not in any way, shape or form, life-changing money in any way, shape or form. And he deserves a testimonial. He deserves something good out of it because that man has been a phenomenon for me. So all of you that are listening to this, this is not it's not going to be an exclusive white collar event or anything like that. Come and support Bezo's testimonial because of all the people that have been involved with this club, he absolutely 100% deserves it, and it will be fantastic that he should have the fullest of full houses at Plough Lane that night, and we should all be really, really happy that he will get a benefit out of it because him and his family come to all the games. They're beautiful people, and yeah, what an absolute legend. Love him. I love him.
Wimbledon through and through. Scott?
Yeah, he's the lovable nut. He is. He's the first one to get the fans going on a match day when he goes off in with Nathan Bishop. I mean, just little things like Aaron Ramsdale. He was a bit lost at Chesterfield on loan. He wasn't doing much there. He came, Bezo took him under his wing. He's now, he's playing for he's on the bench for one of the best teams in England. He's had Nathan Trott before. Now Nathan Trott's a £1.5 million goalkeeper that was playing in Champions League last year, but now at Cardiff, obviously. Owen Goodman, last year when we signed him, Colchester fans, he was a laughing stock. He was a laughing stock to them. And I had a chat with you, Reece. I've seen the stuff on Twitter about him. Bezos took him under his wing. He turned the first couple of games. He was nervous. He was tentative at everything. Bezos just oozed confidence into him. And to see him at Wembley celebrating with Bezos, obviously it's out of our hands where Owen Goodman's gone, but we've got Nathan Bishop in now, and he's gone from strength to strength. And the relationship he has with every goalkeeper, and what he's done with the academy goalkeepers as well. We've talked about the academy players, Spike, Joe Bursick. I mean, he was playing against Coventry for Pompey the other day. Will Mannion. All these goalkeepers have never even played for Wimbledon in the first team, but are out there. I think Spark Brick's been on the bench for Man City in the Champions League. These are goalkeepers that Bezos had underneath his wing, showed them the ropes, showed them everything. And the best way to say anything about Bezos, he loves his job. Loves his job. He loves
his enthusiasm is crazy. I've watched him train the goalkeepers once when I went with D-Lag to the training ground, and it's mental. It's like the amount of motivation he has and enthusiasm to get the best out of the goalkeepers is crazy.
The time I love it. He'll happily come over if he's been warming up. If he's warming up the goalkeepers before a game, and you wanted to have a little chat with him or anything, he'll come over and he'll give you that time. He's been ever present. He's like Carver. He is a Wimbledon legend, and there's something about them. If them two pillars get taken away, it feels like the West Ham might fall down, sort of thing. That they're ever present.
Well, I love that. Thank you. That's way too kind. But
not your pillar though, either, because it would be on a bit of a slant with Bezos the other end.
Oh, here we go. Fantastic. Anyway, moving sharply on. Brilliant.
Moving on. That's all the contracts done. I did just want to touch on the FA Cup.
Hold on.
Go on.
One missing. We've praised everyone to the hilt. We've forgotten someone.
Craig Cope, maybe?
Craig Cope. And Andy Thorne. I'm throwing Thorne in there. And
Andy Thorne. Have they signed a contract then?
I've not heard anything.
Are they actually on contracts? Because they're not like...
Yes. Yeah.
It's like a work... Because they're not part of the team, the squad team.
They are. They are. Make no mistake. This is my opinion, but our most important signing ever since we reformed as AFC Wimbledon has been Craig Cope. That is my honest opinion, and that comes from talking to him, interacting with him, seeing the way he is. But the players that they have identified and brought in are
crazy.
It's absolutely bonkeros. It is bonkers. I think there's very few of us that would have taken the chance on Steve Seddon. Only because because we had him the first time, and then he wasn't as good the second time, and he'd freely admit that. For whatever reason. But Copey was like, no, this. We get him right. This is what we need. This will be good for us. And
lovely man as well. Really nice bloke.
Oh, top draw.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to make sure that when we're talking about the overall team, and the whole club is a team, by the way, but that playing side is what it's all about. You've got Rocket, the kit man, and he's got his assistant, and you've got the chefs, and you've got all the right people that go into making that whole thing. The pivot for everything is Craig Cope.
Yeah.
The recruitment is crazy. Like, obviously, because we had the playoffs, that puts us a week, 2 weeks behind of everyone else. And it's mental because we saw all these teams signing players, and there was probably a 2-3 week period where there's obviously loads of stuff going on behind the scenes, but we didn't see a lot on social media, on signings, rumours, whatever. And then he just brings in all these players, and it's just crazy how well they've done. it's just great to see.
It's a 3-week hiatus, which in football is a very long time. But it means that the players really only got kind of, I say only, I'd killed to have 5 or 6 weeks off. I haven't had that since I was about 12, but, the way it was done was just magnificent. It's just magnificent. It's just the most brilliant recruitment that you could ever imagine. Magnificent. And to have the guts to stick with certain of the players that we've stuck with as well and say, no, they'll do a job in League One. To see that, well, that takes vision and real bottle, in my opinion.
Exactly.
Yeah,
he is the best signing, isn't he? He's the best signing, Craig Cope. Love him. What a man. Last two things. So we'll talk about Gateshead, just very vaguely. We'll talk about Gateshead. And then the big game on Saturday. So Gateshead at home in, is it next week?
Yeah.
Yes. Next Saturday, round 1 of the FA Cup. I mean, we would have taken anyone at home, to be honest. Literally anyone, but against a non-league side is decent. What are our thoughts on that draw? And I want to hear, if we do get to round 3, who do we want? Because we've had Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham before. Who would be your ideal draw? Because we've had some good ones in the past, to be fair. So they're getting less and less options. Scott, Ivor.
Okay. Well, first of all, go on, Scotty, go.
Yeah, I'm chuffed to bits that we've got Gateshead at home personally. I think they're going to bring a fair few down. The Gateshead lads know how to have a bit of a party, a bit of a knees up. They're good lads, the Gateshead lads. They've always been well accommodating up there as well when we've been up there. So them at home is fantastic. Hopefully a win. And then somebody else low at home, then somebody else low at home, then somebody else low at home, and then start looking at the big ones a bit closer down the line. Sort of let's have a bit of a cut run this year. But at the same time, you've got to look at our league position. You've got to look at our squad depth. I mean, there'll be a lot of changes at Gateshead. I don't expect Jake Reeves to be really playing. Hopefully, Sam Hutchinson can get some minutes in. Hopefully, Callum Maycock can, because he's been very good coming off the bench. There'll be a lot of changes to that game. Hopefully, Brody Hughes can have a bit of a go. Maybe Joe Lewis might start coming back from fitness a little bit and get him some minutes under belt. I think there'll be a lot of changes, but we're on a bit of a roll, and hopefully we can progress and get in like you say, another low team at home. Personally,
well, just on Gateshead, if I were on the board, I would be very, very, very strong in saying we've got to play a strong side, because we've got no other opportunity for serious extra revenue this season. And we could still have a run in the Virtue Cup, but it's unlikely that we're going to make an awful lot of money from that one way and another. So the FA Cup, home against a non-league team, we got knocked out last year. Can't let that happen again. So we really have to make sure that we put the Heat to bed in the nicest possible way. And with all due respect, I'm sure they're going to come down and have a right go at us, but we must have enough behind us to have that fight and take that game to them. It's critical for our season, and not only that, for the future. And on that note, you asked about the third round, Reese. Who do we want? It's one or two for me. There are two games that guarantee you $1 million.
Really?
Man United away, Arsenal away. They both guarantee you $1 million plus. They're the ones. They're the ones that you want. Liverpool would be a lot of money now. Newcastle would too. But the
Spurs.
big one. No, not so much Spurs. They'll when we played them at Wembley, they did a massively reduced ticket to get people to go to it. Whereas Arsenal and Man United, it's all built in, and that's why it's so much money. That's why you guaranteed that money from them, and that to me, for me, everything aims to let's get that money, and that's the reason why if we get promoted, you got to take it, because you got to take it. Don't be scared of it. Embrace it, because all of a sudden, a lot of the troubles and woes that we all have got with our football club start to evaporate because guess what? We've got money, and that's it. We need that. We need that. So let's have a massive FA Cup run this year, and get one of those two away. And I hear what Scotty was saying about let's have rubbish opposition up to about what, the 5th or 6th round.
Yeah,
I think yeah. That ain't gonna happen, mate. Let's show me the money, baby. Show me the money.
yeah.
There we go. Right, for the final. Go on,
We
Scott.
get anybody. It's a 4th round, isn't it, where the big clubs come in?
Third, I believe. Third, yeah.
It's only the ones that aren't in Europe, though, isn't it?
No. 3rd round's everybody in the FA Cup. They're all in. Liverpool, Man United, the lot of them.
No, you got that.
I don't care which way round we get them. We can have Liverpool first, then Man United, or Man United first, then Liverpool. I don't care.
Yeah.
We'll beat them both anyway. We'll beat them
both. Exactly.
Right, for the final 10-ish, 15 minutes, we'll talk about Burton on Saturday. I'm excited for it, to be fair. I mean, you look at their league position and you think, we should beat them, but then they've had good results in the past. They have actually, they do have some decent players, and I'm sure they will give us a good run for our money as well. I would sound confident, but then it could be a banana skin. Any game can be a banana skin, but what are our overall thoughts? They're 22nd in the league, but then they've beaten, their last 2 wins have been wins against Bolton and Cardiff. So it's an interesting game. It's not going to be pretty. That's all I'm going to say.
Go on, Scotty.
Wow, I'm a stone's throw away from the ground. I may as well pick up and throw it to Burton's ground.
That's your second team, Burton, anyway. So
no, it's not. I can't stand it. I'm not going to enjoy the train journey down. I'm definitely not going to enjoy it on the way back if we don't. If we lose. But I feel like this season, I feel like a lot of their fans are expecting the worst. They've had the time. They've had their fun in the Championship. I mean, if they stayed in the Championship one more season, they would have had to go to a full-seated stadium with safe standing. They're punched above the weight. Then they're not going to bring many down. They've not got loads and loads of fans. They haven't got the infrastructure like we have. It's going to be a nasty one for me because obviously I'm the only Wimbledon fan up here. Got me and my dad. But they've got a good side. I know a lot of their fans were quite happy that we took Orsi off their hands because they didn't think he was any good. They've got a good lad in midfield. I think his name's Chalky or some. I think his name's Chalky. I can't. If I pronounce his name wrong, I do apologise. I like him. Carries the ball well. Charlie Webster as well. He was on loan from Chelsea and then he signed for him. And then they've got a right back, Goodwin Malife. I think he's decent enough as well, but I don't think they've got many goals in them at all. And I know Brad Collins. He was at Cov, saved a penalty from Casemiro actually in the semi-final of the FA Cup the other year. He was a confidence goalkeeper. Apparently, he just lost all confidence, and he's literally. I think he's made something like 34 saves this season already. Apparently, it's been unbelievable for him.
I think he's kept 3 clean sheets out of 6 games as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably a Championship top of League One goalkeeper, so they've done well to find him. But yeah, to me, it all points in the direction of a 1-0 loss. Unfortunately, I hope on my heart it isn't, and I hope for my train journey home, and I hope for my phone's sake that we do not lose to them because, I'm just going to get.
You won't have a great evening.
I'm going to get the rip taken out of me for a couple of weeks, as they will be relentless. But we're in great form. We're in great form. They need a result. We want to keep the pit rolling. Pretty full fit squad as well. We've got obviously Joe Lewis out and obviously Matty Stevens, but I mean the way Boogle's playing, Hippolyte's playing, we're in. They'll be fearing coming to us, but I am fearing that they need a result, and it's a Gary Bowie team. He's done one over us before with Morecambe. and Salford, he's very anti-football at times, and hopefully we can, combat that, and we can get a couple of goals in front, and we can all relax, and I can relax more than anybody in the stadium. Because like I say, it's going to be a thingy. But I really hope we can go out there and put on a performance and show the idiots that were coming down and training with me, as I like to call them, Marmite munchers. Hopefully they can be crying into their beer cans on the way home, and I can be drinking and sipping and celebrating around their heads.
Oh God, lovely. Ivor, your thoughts, and then we'll get onto some score predictions, and then we'll end it off.
Okay, so I think that all the teams at the bottom are actually miles better than their league positions.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a much more even league than we could have dreamt of, and the gap between the top and the bottom. And now, I'm not a massive stato, but I know some people that are, and I have been told quite categorically that statistically, none of the teams at the bottom have got much to worry about at the moment, because all of their stats are pointing to them getting out of it. So now, not everyone can get out of it. There's going to be, 4 teams are going to get relegated this year. So it's really rather interesting to see that. And so I'm looking forward to seeing Saturday's game, because I think we've got enough in the armoury to go into this very confidently. And as long as we keep up our work ethic, because that's an awful lot of what we do is built on work ethic, then I believe that we will be victorious Saturday. And I'm not having any of this. It's such an obvious banana skin, because we've not been slipping on them banana skins. We just haven't. All the matches we've lost, we've been expected to lose. We're doing bloody well, and long may it continue. And come on, you Dons. Do you want a score prediction?
Yeah. Let's all do score predictions. Ivor, go ahead.
3-0.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah, good.
3-0.
Well,
that's what my heart. That's what my heart says.
Are you still going with your typical 1-0 loss?
Yeah, I am. Unfortunately, I'm going to
Just
stick
a
tenner on it. 9-1. Stick a tenner on it, and then if we win, unbelievable. If we lose 1-0, £100 behind the bar to drown the sorrows.
Oh, God.
I can't do that reverse logic. I can't. The bet like that doesn't. Oh, I want to throw up if that happens, but there you go.
You'll get money regardless.
If they win 1-0, Scotty, I'm coming to you. I don't drink anymore, but I might have to have one off of your winnings.
What do you think, though, Reece? What do you personally think? How do you think we're going to go? Because
I actually do think we'll win. I really do think we'll win. I mean, yes, Burton, I don't think they will be where they are when the season ends. They have got some good players, but to be fair, Joe Lewis could be back as well. I think Johnny Jackson said he's very near to being back. So I think if he is match fit and ready to start, then why not chuck him in there? But then I think it's harsh to drop Bauer as well because of his performances recently. I do think we'll win. I think we have all the right to be confident going into the game. So I'm still sticking with my Wimbledon 3, Burton 0, and we're going to smash the hell out of him, I think, personally.
Yeah.
I can't see Joe Lewis coming in at all, Reece, for the main reason I just said. Gary Bowyer's football is very anti-football. There's going to be a lot of balls coming into the box. They're not going to really play in behind us. They're not going to try and zip in behind us. They're not that sort of football team. So you need somebody like Pat who's just going to stand there and edit all day long and just let Oggs and Ryan Johnson, move the ball for him.
But he went off at half time the other day. I don't think that personally, I'm pretty sure he went off not because of a tactical change. So I fully expect to see if Joe Lewis is fit, he starts. That's it. End of story.
Yeah.
There you go.
End of story.
It works either way, to be fair. It works either way.
Yeah. And if Riley Harbottle has lost out on being our 4th centre back, I have no idea because he had not put a foot wrong, and that feels harsh to me. And I love Riley Harbottle's attitude. He's absolutely at it. Love it.
Just a final thing to end off the podcast. It's going to be another very high attendance at Plough Lane on Saturday for the home fans, not the away fans, for the home fans. I checked before the podcast, and 3/4 of the away end at Plough Lane is going to be full of home fans, which is amazing to see. Literally, the whole behind the goal, except from that little corner in the side, which will be Burton fans, is going to be Wimbledon fans. Fantastic. Everything looks like it's going to be a sellout. It's great to see, isn't it?
Yeah. What you need to do is get up there with some of your boys, Reese, and start making a noise up that end.
It is quiet up there, but still, that is true.
That's beautiful, isn't it? Just beautiful.
Exactly. I'm sure it'll be a good atmosphere. Hopefully, if we win, to be fair.
I cannot wait for it. It's going to be great.
Exactly. But there we go. We will end the podcast on 1 hour and 10 minutes. Scott, Ivor, thank you for joining us as per usual.
Thank you.
And let's hope Wimbledon can get another important 3 points in the campaign on Saturday. Come on,
you dogs. Come on.
Thank you for listening.
Let's have it.